What is up, my friends? Welcome to Friday's episode, The Craft of Fatherhood podcast. This is your guide, Ned Shout. I believe our role as fathers has the power to change the world simply by knowing who we are and embracing the adventure. On these episodes, I'll share stories from my own fatherhood journey. And you know what? I did a little series on what is sacred the last month, and now I've got a whole slew of stories. And so I'm just going to kind of do a couple episodes sharing some stories of what's going on. But I'm already kind of laughing, smiling, because as I'm about to hit record, then I get a FaceTime from my daughter and she's in her car. Dad, the car won't start. And it was like the steering wheel is locked. I'm like, all right, jiggle the wheel, jiggle the key. She's like, what? How did this happen? So right now I'm trying to just come in and talk fatherhood. And I had an opportunity just to be a hero, rescue the old daughters from the coffee shop, wherever they're out doing. And then I came back in here to sit down and record. And then it was like, hey, my wife's like, hey, you're Brody X, Y, or Z. So it's like, okay, I need to go talk to him. He wants a friend coming over. He hasn't been feeling 100%. They want to go ride dirt bikes. So like talking through that, it's like, all right, you couldn't mow the lawn today because you didn't feel good. And now you want to hang out with a friend. So let's talk about this. Let's go get the things done that need to get done. And so then now I'm here. And so the first thing, the story that I want to talk about on this episode is I had a podcast recently with Jazz Iglesias. He is the jiu-jitsu coach where we were attending and now we just haven't had the time to go. But one of the things that he talked about is sometimes you just have to force your kids. And I want to bring this up because I've had some situations recently where I find this to be true. Now there's one specifically that I'm about to step into. Now, we are doing something totally different for my son's junior and senior year. I've been working all summer kind of putting together the right pieces to it. It's like we know he's not going. The last 2 school years have been kind of ever since COVID, it's all kind of been a joke. And he's just not into it at all. Last year we did a charter school and it's just so much waste of time for him. Okay. So I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? So I had him go do a college tour. I think I shared that with you already, to be like, all right, are you sure you're not wanting to go straight to college? Nope. I want to own a business, run a business, do entrepreneurship, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. So then what we're going to do is we're going to design a homeschool for junior, senior year, which is going to incorporate some things that you would need, for running a business, things you would need to know, some accounting classes, some entrepreneur classes, some shadowing me, going on a couple work trips with me. And so I bring this up and then tie it to sometimes you got to force your kid, because as my wife and I talked and planned and are about to meet with him on Saturday to kind of not present, I got to be careful with my language, to let him know what we're doing. What we really decided is the first semester, there's no say, very little say in wake up times, what time school done, what time classes. So it is going to be moving into this is what it is. And you are going to do this for the next 13, 15 weeks and then earn the right for the next semester to gain some freedom. Because I think in some regard, the move to Hawaii has created this, giving our kids some say about things. And in some ways, it's been very healthy and great. And in some ways, it now makes them think that they have a say about a lot of things. And the truth is that we just know more of what they need right now. It's like, I don't let my 3-year-old tell me they don't need to brush their teeth because I know they need to brush their teeth. And it shifts a bit in these high school years. And it is a wrestle, man. I'm tired because, especially me and my son, so 4 girls and a son, right? But he's moving into being a man. So there's already a friction of like dad telling me what to do. But I bring up the forcing them, and that's a heavy word, but the idea that, hey, this is what you're going to do. This is what we're committing to. And then we're going to see it through. You're going to do it well. You're going to execute on the standards. And then on the outside of this, or the end of this, is then when we go design the next semester, you will have a bit more say in what that looks like. But let's do this our way first, because we've created some bad habits the last couple of years with what education means to you. And we want to redefine what that means. And you are going to make decisions. If we let you choose the classes and the structure of the day, you're going to choose it with the mindset that education is a waste of time and you just got to get through it. And that's not the point of this. The point of this is got a couple years to prepare you. Now, let me bring this to a simpler story or concept. I've been building an office, here on the property, 10 by 20. We poured the footings, we built the subfloor, we put up the walls, we got the roof on. We just put 2 windows in yesterday. We're going to go put a slider in this afternoon. But then the siding's going in this weekend. And I tend to sometimes make the mistake going, hey, will you come help me? Thinking that for some reason my kids are going to jump off the couch or jump out of their rooms and want to come help me. And that's just not the case. So what I've learned is, hey, I need help for an hour, so you are going to come help me. Because what happens is if I ask thinking they'll say yes and they say no, then I get frustrated. But I ask them instead of just saying, hey, this is what's happening. I need your help. Or hey, today at 4. And that's what I said earlier. Hey, this afternoon around this time, I need a couple of you to come help me with this. So you're going to come help me. And what I have found is I was tending to get my feelings hurt or annoyed if they were annoyed, but it's like, obviously they don't want to come do this. But once I have them down there and we start, even the other day is a great example. Brody was sick. He's really the one supposed to be helping me with this, but I couldn't do a certain thing on my own. I was putting the roof together. And so I said, hey, Presley, I need you to come down and help me. And she wasn't stoked. She came down and I just let her kind of be in a bad little attitude for a minute. And then I put some music on and it shifted. And then at dinner that night, it was her high from the day. Hey, working with Dad on the office was my high. And so I think sometimes we ask too often, hey, do you want to go to the store with me? Hey, do you want to go to Home Depot with me? Hey, do you want to go on a walk with me? And instead of asking, I think sometimes it's just say, hey, I'm going on a walk. You're coming with me. I'm going to the store. You're coming with me. And then let them be pissy about it for a minute. Don't let them just sit on their phone. Let them get over it and then move on. Now, the other thing I'll tell you is if you have little kids, start this sooner, right? Start when they're younger, just doing a lot of things with them. And then I think that will create the expectation, which I did all the time. So chances are they're still just going to be, they're teenagers, a little pissy about it. Okay. Sometimes you have to force your kids. Sometimes don't ask. Sometimes just let them know this is what's happening. Okay. If these conversations are helpful, thought-provoking, engaging you in your adventure of fatherhood, please write a review, share it with a friend. Remember who you are. You are a father, and that matters. You matter. Together, let's rebel against the view that fatherhood has little impact, and let's create lives engaged in mastering the craft of fatherhood. Much love to you, my brothers. Together, we are changing the world. I look forward to hanging out with you next week.